And first and foremost, Your Excellency, I want to extend my sincere appreciation and gratitude to Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, one of the founding fathers of the community, for agreeing to host us today, and also remaining steadfast to the cause of regional integration. From where we sit, we regard you as a de facto father of our community, Your Excellency. Your Excellencies, you recall that on 23rd, during your 23rd Ordinary Summit, you agreed that you admitted the Federal Republic of Somalia to be the 8th member of the community, but as well you again assigned and delegated this assignment of signing of the treaty to the chair of the summit, His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, and the President of the Republic of South Sudan, and His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, to come up together and sign this. And therefore, you being our founding father, you witnessing this is quite momentous, Your Excellency. I want to thank the Excellencies for agreeing on a very short time. And therefore, the benefits of the community of the Somalia and the community expanding were well articulated by the Excellencies. And I remember, Your Excellency, President Museveni reminding us the expansion of the community is the future of our people, is the future of our region, and indeed the continent, because it's about markets. And therefore, I'm sure the Council of Ministers who are here present, represented by the Chair and the Right Honorable Kadaga, who is here, they will be able to guide the process to ensure that Somalia is fully integrated, and with the support of the Secretariat. And therefore, right from the outset, I want to commit that the Secretariat will be ready to ensure that Somalia is fully integrated. In fact, from where I sit, what I see in terms of the community we want is the expanded community, because that is the only way we become independent as partner states of East African community. And therefore, admission of Somalia is one of those things. And Your Excellency, President Museveni, as our de facto father, and I'm sure every home is proud to have a father who is like you, to guide us in terms of expanding this community. I remember in 1995, 1st January, EU, 3 countries, Austria, Finland, and Sweden, they joined the EU the same day. And there will be nothing wrong whatsoever with other countries within the region, Ethiopia, Djibouti, and others, to join so that we can have a stronger East African community. And that is where I think we need to go. But also the expectation of the people is to see how to deepen the regional integration in terms of functioning of the community. How can we have freedoms? How can we have freedom of movement of people, free movement of goods and services and money within the community, so that people can move, can do business, and we expand our community? And that, I'm sure that is what people would expect. In fact, a situation where we have electronic non-stop border posts, where goods can pass and move freely within the region without necessarily having roadblocks, because that's how we expand and grow the community. And therefore, we look forward for that guidance, and we really look forward, we are ready to participate in this so that our community can grow. With those very few words, Your Excellencies, it's my pleasure and honor to invite His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, and the hosts, who invited us to be here in his house, and really thank him for all the courtesies that have been extended to us as a community to undertake this very important activity of the community. Most welcome, Your Excellency.
His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, and the current chairperson of the East African Community, His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, and the new member, the one who is about to be the new member now, because he's about to be baptized, the Secretary General, all the big people here, the Ruak Madong, who said Madit in Achori, all the big people. I'm glad that the Secretariat decided to have this ceremony here. And I am here now in I think, 4 capacities. Capacity number 1, I belong to one of the most indigenous tribes in this part of the world, who have been here for a long time, our tribes here. So I can tell you what was happening long before the Europeans came, before the Arabs came. I am here. I have all the information. Secondly, I am here as an activist who for the last 60 years we have been pushing for some of these African programs. Number 3, you heard that I was one of the founders in 1999 when we resurrected the East African community in Arusha. Now, number 4, I am still around here as a sitting president. So therefore, it's my duty to, again, as I told you in Arusha, to remind you of the logic. What is the logic of East Africa? Why? Why East Africa? Reason number 1, for the last 60 years, following our elders, Mwalimu Nyerere, Mzee Kenyatta, Jaramogi Odinga, Tom Mboya was a big supporter of the integration. Joseph Murumbi. I will not mention Njonjo. That one I will not mention. That one was on another line. But these people are then the ones in Tanzania, in Burundi, Rwagasore, Lumumba in Congo. So this has been the group that has been pushing for this logic. And what is the logic? 3 points. Question number 1. Do you want prosperity for your people or not? If you say you want prosperity for your people, then the question is how? How will you achieve it? Will you achieve it by getting aid from Europe or what? No, the answer is no. The only way you can achieve sustainable prosperity is when you produce a good or a service and sell it. You sell it today, you sell it tomorrow, you build up prosperity of the home, prosperity of the company, if you have got a company, prosperity of the country. But then, if you say prosperity comes from selling goods and services, who buys? Who buys? That now leads you to the next question, that the more buyers you have, the better. This is really the logic of number 1, prosperity. Do you want prosperity for your people or not? And if you want examples, they are there in the world. The United States is now one of the richest countries in the world. But neighboring, there is Latin America. In terms of natural resources, Latin America has got more natural resources than the United States. More water, more minerals, more forests, and yet they are the most miserable people in the world. You see them walking on foot, going to the United States to look for food, to look for running from a resources-rich continent to a much less richer part of the world because of the other one is better organized. That United States created space for people who want to do business. If I'm a businessman in New York, what I produce can be sold up to California. So how will I not be rich? How will I not be progress? So therefore, the challenge which the Africans have is what are you trying to do? Are you trying to build a Latin America in Africa? Or a United States of Africa in Africa? If you say you are determined to build a Latin America in Africa, then God bless you. So this is the first logic. The second logic is strategic security. How can we be secure from, you see what's happening in the world, the wars, the what, and what happened to us? How can we be secure? Can Uganda alone be secure in the world? Even if Uganda becomes a developed country, can it be secure really? Against America, against China. Now, suppose China decides to become an imperialist power. They are developing now. They don't have a lot of resources inside China. There are very many people there. Suppose they are saying, we are too many here. Some of us should go to Africa. How shall we defend ourselves against? So that's why we say the second logic is strategic security. Then the third reason is, by the way, these people we are trying to unite, who are they? The answer is that they are either similar people or people who are linked. You have the Bantus all the way up to South Africa. You have our Nilotic people all the way up to Sudan. There is a group in Ethiopia called Anyuak. When I meet them, I speak with them in Acholi. They speak Acholi, I speak Acholi. But then East Africa is lucky. We have Swahili. Swahili which links us. So therefore, these are the people we are saying, you people, you unite, first of all, to solve the problem of your prosperity. Secondly, to guarantee your strategic security. And by the way, you seem to be similar or to be the same, and you have linkage. This is our logic. For the last 60 years, this is what I've been involved in. Now, therefore, I'm very happy. I can see like this, because when Africa was taken over, we got scattered. South Sudan was under the Arabs. Congo was under the French. Burundi, Rwanda were under the French. And Belgians, I think they were Belgians or something like that. Here, we were British. Part of in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. There were Germans in Tanzania before. Now, we were cut off. Before the Europeans came, although we were not governed together, but you could move from here all the way up to the coast of East Africa. You could, we knew from here, you go to Karagwe, Tanzania, you go to Buhaya, you go to Bujinja, you go to Sukuma, you go to the coast. On this side, Congo, we're calling Congo Bulega. That's why you hear that one of our kings was called Kabalega. In the north here, you would go to Buchiri is Lango, Bugani is Achori. You go to Bari, we knew Bari, we were linking with the Bari in South Sudan, on this side. But when the colonialism came, it cut us off. So I'm glad now the East African community is reassembling this area. So I am very happy to welcome you here. I don't know why they chose us, because I'm not chairman What was the reason? You said I was one of the ancient people.
You are de facto part of the community.
Thank you very much, and I congratulate Somalia. So I was telling His Excellency, in 1968, they had a very clever prime minister called Muhammad Egar. He wanted to join the community in 1968. He came to Arusha, he wanted to join. But then Idi Amin came in here, then problems, then. But we solved the issue of Idi Amin here, and that's how we were able to be part of the solution. So I welcome you to Uganda. Uganda is your home. You are most welcome, and I congratulate Somalia for Somalia is already part of the community. I'm sure if you go to Mogadishu now, you'll find goods in the shops from Kenya. I'm sure from Kenya or even from Uganda, if you go in the shops. So this idea that what is happening now is baptism of what is already happening on the ground. Do Muslims have baptism? Do they baptize also? Thank you. I thank you so much, and I welcome you to Uganda.
Thank you very much.
There's what we call Kabozi in Uganda here. Kabozi means you bring some interesting story. I like to find out the linkages among the African people. And one of the methods I use is languages. When I go to different parts of Africa, I say, what do you call this? What do you call this? What do you call this? Now, when I linked up with the Somalis, I found that the word they use for cow is sa. Sa. Now, these fellows here, these Ugandans, they will tell you what sa means. Sa, among the Bantu tribes of Uganda, means cow dung. You don't call human dung. They don't call it sa. It has got another name, and they don't call the dung of the goat sa. No, obusa amasa is only for the cow dung. So very interesting. These scholars should be fine. And then the word for water among the Somalis is bio. Now, if you ask our Acholi speakers, those who speak Acholi, our Luo, the word for water in Luo is pi. Pi. So, pi, yes. Pure, exactly. Now, this is even nearer. So, these people, we are begging you to unite. These are people already united by God through history. That's my Kawozi. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency.